Moving to China. Can you find a wife? Can you find a wife in China? I'm gonna say, without a doubt, the answer is yes, right? You can find a wife in China. Are the wives, the women, any good? Well, yes, I'm gonna say yes. Chinese women are good. And the reason for that is because China really puts a very high standard on getting an education here in China. So the women are mostly gonna be, of course, educated, well educated, especially in the city. Maybe in the countryside, not as much. But here in the city, they're gonna be well educated, a very high percentage, right? The other situation is that most of the women are pretty thin, right? They're usually in good shape, right? They're usually thin. You know, they're usually pretty good looking. They're usually pretty friendly. They're kind of shy. But the main thing is that if you come here, you can find a good wife. And Chinese women have a lot of good qualities, actually. They're very family orientated, right? They're not afraid to do things. You know, my wife, she will travel to anywhere in the country alone. She doesn't need me to go with her, right? You know, she goes on trips. She's been to Germany on her own. She's been all over the world, done places, done things on her own. She doesn't need me for anything, right? So that's always great that she's independent. But that's not to say that Chinese women aren't caring, right? Because they are caring, right? But the main thing that I think is really good about Chinese women is that they really push you to be a better version of yourself, right? Because Chinese women have standards, right? And I want to start by saying, maybe that's a blanket statement, right? Maybe not all of them have super high standards, but for the large part, most of them are gonna have standards. And that kind of brings me to another point. If you're a 50-year-old guy, a 60-year-old guy, and you think you're just gonna come to China and just find a wife and that's gonna be it, it's not gonna be very easy for you. And the reason it's not gonna be very easy is because the women here have standards, right? This is not Thailand or the Philippines where you can just easily come and sex pat it up, right? It's not very easy in China. Women here want relationships. Women here want stability. But women here offer stability. Women here offer those types of things. Because for me, if I have an issue in China, I can ask my wife and she's gonna help me, right? She's gonna do something. So the women here, honestly, they're good looking, they're thin, they're in shape, they'll push you to be a better person. They can be independent, they can be caring. I think Chinese wives are great. Of course, I've only had one, but I think that she's great, right? So that's the main thing. If you're coming here and you're worried about if you can have a Chinese wife, you've heard some bad things, listen, don't worry. Not every Chinese woman is gonna make you, like, you know, for her birthday, buy her 10 iPhones, put them in a heart, and then put flowers in the middle. That's not realistic, right? We hear about the crazy stories about how they always want you to have a car and a house, right? You gotta have all this stuff or else they won't even date you. It's not really true. You just have to be a good person. You just have to try, right? Because they're gonna push you to try. So can you find a wife in China? Yes, without a doubt, you can come here and find a wife, right? As long as you have something to offer, they'll offer to you back, right? But that's all I wanted to talk about today. Come here, find your Chinese wife. Chinese women are awesome, and you will be okay. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day. Feel free to check out a new Prime in China video every single Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Check out some of my old videos and head on over to my Patreon where you can actually sit there and you can talk to me directly on Patreon, see some of the pictures I post, some of the articles and things that I write. Go on over to Patreon, check it out. Check out my video next week. Thanks for watching again, and have a good day.